Sapat na po ba ang mga ebidensyang inilatag ngayong araw po na ito para magkaroon ng finding of probable cause on unexplained wealth? Tingin ko even without opening the box, sapat-sapat na po, sobra-sobra pa nga yung pong nailatag na ebidensya nung nakaraang linggo.
Marahil ay inaasahan nyo na ako po ay magbibigay ng manifestasyon para tutulan ang pagbubukas ng box na yan mula sa BIR. Ang katunayan po, ako po ay hindi tututol. You may go ahead and open it all you want. Sabi nga ni Madam Chair, hawak niya ang beat. Sino ba naman ako para pigilan ito? Sabi nga ng kanta, huwag mong bibitawan. Huwag niyo nang bitawan yung box. So I dare the committee to open the box, but with a caveat. Siguraduhin niyo po na hindi kayo nakalalabag sa batas. At sinabi rin po ni Popoy sa pelikula, I deserve an explanation. I deserve an acceptable reason. Siguraduhin niyo po na kung bubuksan niyo yan, mayroon po kayong acceptable reason na naayon sa batas. At ako po ay kaisa niyo rin sa komite na ito sa paghahanap ng katotohanan. Pero sa ating paghahanap at pagsasiliksik ng katotohanan, siguraduhin po natin na tayo po ay hindi nakalalabag sa ating mga batas.
Our parliamentary status, there is a pending motion to open the BIR box. I hope the justice members are all guided by the worthy and strong arguments of those who are in favor of opening and those who are not in favor of opening. But in summary, of course, we do not dispute the position of the Honorable Laila De Lima that the Constitution is paramount, that accountability mechanism must be protected and preserved, that the impeachment proceeding should be greater than any other proceeding. However, I wish to remind the justice members that since day one of our proceeding, we have taken the conservative route. We have taken the safer and the cautious road. It is because we are likewise aware that we owe it to the Filipino people to be able to proceed with this impeachment proceeding, and if probable cause will be determined, to reach the finish line. With that having said, may I solicit the necessary...
Madam Chair, just a very quick interjection.
The Honorable Sendanya is recognized.
Pasensya na po kayo. Alam ko pong hinihintay ng taong bayan yung desisyon sa pagbubukas ng kahon. Pero may nabanggit po kasi kanina na popo at basya na line po si Representative Marcoleta. In-attribute po niya yung explanation, deserve an explanation kay Popoy. Hindi po siya kay Popoy. Linawin ko lang po. Ito po ay kay Papa P, kay Piolo Pascual sa pelikulang Starting Over Again. And I hope that as we decide on this matter, this will not lead us to starting over again. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Regardless,
we
it's
are
still a
done
quote.
with
It's
Popoy
still a movie
and
quote.
Piolo. We are addressing a very important decision here. So with the indulgence of all the members, may I solicit the necessary second to the motion to open the box raised by the
second.
Honorable Congresswoman Laila De Lima.
I second the motion. Second.
The same has been seconded by the Honorable Antonio Tino. Do I hear an objection?
I object.
The objection has been registered by the Honorable Benny Abante, which means we shall proceed to divide the House. Please be ready to vote. Again, the motion is to open the BIR box. Those who are in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may put down your hands. Those who are not in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. You may put down your hands. Those who abstain, please raise your right hand. That concludes the voting. COMSEC, please submit the result of our vote. With 6 votes in the affirmative and 38 votes in the negative, with 0 abstention, the motion to open the box is hereby denied. So ruled. Let it be placed on the record that the committee will not open the box. The COMSEC is directed to continue preserving and taking care of the sealed box until the committee decides on the existence or non-existence of probable cause. So ruled.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Lawrence Defensor.
Madam Chair, I move that the box, opened or unopened, constitute part of the official records of this committee since it was officially transmitted by the BIR and officially received by this committee, that it shall form part of the official records that will be transmitted to plenary and to the Senate if necessary.
Second, Madam
Second,
Chair.
Madam Chair.
There is a motion to keep the box open or unopened as part of the official records of this proceeding. The same has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Let the box form part, though the same is sealed, form part of the official records of this impeachment proceedings. That concludes our resolution on the matter laid on the table. We shall now proceed to the next item in our agenda.
Madam Chair. Madam
The Honorable Rog Gutierrez.
Madam Chair, just a short motion since we're done with the major motion. May I move, with all due respect to our colleague, Pastor Benny Abante, may we move to strike from the records any mention of the conversation regarding the pronouns used for our colleague, Mr. Marcoleta. I personally, this representation believes that that conversation is not germane to discussion.
The conversation is about?
Yung sa he, her,
Alright.
Madam Chair.
Second,
There is
Madam
a
Chair.
motion to strike off from the record the manifestation or question of the Honorable Benny Abante about whether the chair is using her in reference to the Honorable Marcoleta. Is there a second?
Second.
The same has been seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is granted. Please strike off the record all manifestations concerning the use of the chair of her in making reference to the Honorable Marcoleta.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Brian Poe.
Madam Chair, before we move forward, I just want to make a quick manifestation and an appeal to our colleagues na kung pwede, if we can refrain from using pop culture references in our manifestations and statements. This is a serious matter. This is the impeachment of the second highest official in our government. And I believe it should be treated with the same amount of respect and gravity. Kaya moving forward, I'd like to point that out. Second, Madam Chair, I just want to point out that your reference of our colleague Marcoleta about not being a member of the Committee on Justice was not a slight or to make light of his position as a congressman, but rather para alam din ng mga constituents ni Congressman Marcoleta na if he's unable to vote on the matters, that it is not his responsibility as he is not a member of the Committee on Justice. I just want to clarify para our colleague knows that this was meant in the utmost professional manner. Maraming salamat po.
All the manifestations of the Honorable Brian Poe are noted by this committee. Before we proceed to the next item, may we direct the committee secretary to call again the Vice President.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May the committee know if the respondents, Vice President Sara Z. Duterte is present during today's hearing? The respondent, Sara C. Duterte, is not present in today's hearing, Madam Chair.
Let it be placed on the record that the committee secretary called for the second time in today's hearing the Vice President, and she continues to be absent from our today's proceeding. The intention of the same is to extend to her the continuing opportunity to present her evidence, including counter evidence as well as raising clarificatory questions through the justice members. That is for the record. Now we proceed to the next item in our agenda. This is with respect to the allegation of threat and the acts of destabilization as alleged. We have the NBI from Director Melvin Matibag, including their NBI agents, as resource persons with regards to this allegation. We declare the floor open for clarificatory questions of the justice members.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable
Mayor.
SDML
Madam Chair.
Lawrence Defensor,
Madam Chair.
and then the Honorable Congressman Percy Sendanya, Congressman Chel Jokno.
Preliminary matter, Madam Chair.
With the indulgence of those who were recognized already, this is a preliminary matter. We recognize the Honorable Terry Ridon.
Before going into clarificatory questions to the NBI Director, just development from the previous proceedings on unexplained wealth. I think, Madam Chair, the defense panel of the Vice President has been explaining that in the SALN portions, that the cash in hand and cash in bank are lumped together in others. Maybe the committee can request a position paper from the Civil Service Commission on the matter. Kung tama po ba yung pong proseso ng paglikha ng SALN ng atin pong pangalang Pangulo at ano ho ba talagang standards na dapat pong nakalagay sa pagsulat po ng SALN ng mga opisyal po ng pamahalaan.
May we know from the Honorable Ridon if that is a motion or just a request for a position paper which the justice members can consider, notwithstanding the fact that we have concluded already on the clarificatory hearing concerning the unexplained wealth and non-disclosure in SALN?
Well, I think it is a request. The committee can request to the CSC if they have a position paper on how SALNs should be made by public officials po.
If the justice members have no other inclinations with respect to the request of the Honorable Terry Ridon for the position paper of the Civil Service Commission, whether or not including the cash and bank deposits in the item other is allowed under the rules. If you have no other inclinations, then the committee is considering this request. A committee is therefore directed to send the necessary request to the Civil Service Commission. Now we proceed to the second item in our agenda. For clarificatory questions, we recognize first the Honorable Lawrence Defensor, and then Honorable Percy Sendanya, and then the Honorable Chel Jokno, and then the Honorable Vice Chair Brian Poe.
Madam Chair, may I also be listed?
The Honorable Laila De Lima is hereby listed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Maraming salamat. Madam Chair, may I direct clarificatory questions to NBI Agent John Mark Kalilong. Kaugnay po ito sa banta sa buhay ng pinakamataas na halal na opisyal ng ating bansa, kung saan seryoso at determinadong sinabi ng Vice President na may nakausap na siyang taong pumayag na at nakaabang ng patayin ang presidente, ang kanyang asawa, at ang Speaker of the House of Representatives. Itong mga aligasyon ay nakasaad sa Zabalia Complaint na sa paragraph 100 hanggang 106 at naroon din yan sa Cabrera Complaint na nakasaad sa paragraphs 64, 65, as well as paragraphs 83 to 90. Madam Chair, I believe there was a subpoena issued to Agent Mark Kalilong to appear before the committee at magdala po ng mga dokumento at video in relation sa investigasyon na isinagawa ng NBI. Madam Chair, may I proceed with my clarificatory questions?
You may proceed, Honorable Defensor.
Agent John Mark Kalilong, dala mo ba ang mga dokumento at mga video na ni-request nitong committee na ito sa subpoena na ipinadala sa iyo?
Opo, Your Honor, and it was also submitted last April 14, 2026.
Just for confirmation, Madam Chair, and for clarification, may I ask Agent John Mark Kalilong, ano ang mga dokumentong binigay mo at can I confirm kung meron bang affidavit of investigation at mga annexes nito ang pinadala mo sa Committee on Justice?
Yes, Your Honor. It contains affidavit of investigation, affidavit of authentication, and annexes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Base din sa Part 2, Paragraph 3 ng affidavit na yan, can I confirm na the NBI was ordered by the Department of Justice to conduct an investigation in the threat made by the Vice President against the life of the President?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ilan kayong nagsagawa nitong investigasyon?
4, Your Honor.
Tama din ba, for clarification, na ang NBI ay nagsagawa ng task force o isang special team para gawin itong investigasyon na ito?
Yes, Your Honor.
At can I also confirm na based sa Part 2, Paragraph 2 ng Affidavit of Investigation at Annex A ng Affidavit of Authentication, nag-issue ang Presidential Communication Office ng statement na ni-refer mismo ng Executive Secretary ang banta sa buhay ng Pangulo sa Presidential Security Command para magsagawa din sila ng sarili nilang aksyon at investigasyon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pwede ba naming malaman kung nagsagawa nga sila, kung alam nyo, at kung anong estado nitong investigasyon ng Presidential Security Command?
Based po sa PSC, nagsagawa po sila, pero hindi po nila ma-disclose sa amin yung mga hakbang po na ginawa nila for the security of the President.
Madam Chairman, I reserve my right to ask further questions in the course of this hearing with regard to the threats made by the Vice President on the life of the President. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
We know the reservation of the Honorable Defensor. With that, we recognize the next Justice Member to raise clarificatory questions, the Honorable Percy Sendanya.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. May we request our Secretary to please prepare the clip of the Vice President that was recorded here in the premises of the House that is the subject of this ground of the complaint. Can we play the video, please?
You are requesting for the video of the Vice President taken inside the premises of the House of Representatives. May we know the exact date of this video?
This video was the video during the early morning of 23 November 2024 when she called a press conference with members of the media through a Zoom call.
With that, we direct the, I believe that this was produced by the NBI as well? Honor Director Matibag?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Is this video being asked by the Honorable Sendanya to be played part of those submitted last April 14?
Yeah, it's part of the submission based on the subpoena issued by this honorable committee, and also we able to authenticate those videos that we submitted to the.
So this video has been authenticated already by the NBI. With that, we direct the COMSEC to the Secretariat to play the video of the Vice President taken inside the premises on November 23, 2024.
ina ninyong lahat. Martin Romualdez, Lisa Marcos, Bongbong Marcos.
Madam Chair, can we begin the video again because the audio was not clear at
Please
the beginning.
replay and please max the volume.
Putang ina ninyong lahat. Martin Romualdez, Lisa Marcos, Bongbong Marcos. Huwag ka mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
Honorable Sendanya.
Maraming salamat, Madam Chair. I'd like now to ask some questions to the NBI. Gusto ko po magtanong sa inyo tungkol po doon sa inyong affidavit of investigation. Particularly, I'm referring to page 28, ng inyong pong affidavit of investigation. Nabanggit po dyan kasi yung inciting to sedition. Baka pwede pong very quickly lang, in layman's terms, ano po ba ang elements ng crime na inciting to sedition?
NBI may answer.
Our legal officer during that time is Attorney Intel. She will address the question.
What is the name of the legal officer, Director Matibag?
Attorney Intel Malikat.
Attorney Intel. Attorney Intel, you are
Yentel,
recognized. What is that, Director?
Yentel.
Attorney Yentel is recognized.
Attorney Yentel, Madam Chair, the question for the NBI which will be answered by Attorney Yentel is, mention po dun sa page 28 na ating affidavit, yung inciting to sedition. Para lang po matulungan din yung ating po mga kababayan na nanonood sa atin ngayon, ano po ba ang elements ng inciting to sedition?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, to the members of the committee. As is stated in the affidavit of investigation prepared by the National Bureau of Investigation, the following are the elements of inciting to sedition. The offender does not take direct part in the crime of sedition. The offender uttered seditious words. And number 3, the utterance of seditious words is done by means of speeches which lead or tend to stir up the people against the lawful authorities or to disturb the peace of the community, the safety and order of the government.
So doon po sa napanood nating video,
If I may interrupt, Honorable Sendanya, I observe that Attorney Yentel is reading from a certain document. May we know what document is that?
Yes, it's page 26, number 74 of the affidavit of investigation, Your
Is
Honor.
this part of the documents that were submitted last April 14 to
Yes,
this
Your
committee?
Honor, it was among the documents submitted by the NBI.
For the guidance of the members, Honorable Sendanya, would you like to request Attorney Yentel to flash that portion of the document in the big screen so
Yes,
that
Madam
everybody
Chair.
can see?
Yes, Madam Chair, kindly flash that portion of the document on the big screen. Can we enlarge it a bit? Ito pong number 74 sinasabi na ito daw po yung elements na inciting to sedition. So, batay po dyan sa sinasabi ninyo at sa napanood po nating video earlier, yung po bang ginawa ni VP Sara ay inciting to sedition?
Based on the investigation conducted by the NBI and on the certification issued by the Department of Justice in relation to the Department Circular 20, the NBI submitted, or the complaint referred by the NBI, which includes inciting to sedition, contains all the necessary evidence to prove the essential elements of the crime and should be docketed for preliminary investigation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nabanggit din po ninyo sa inyong affidavit yung grave threats. Para po sa ating mga kababayan nakikinig, in layman's terms po, ano po ang ibig sabihin, no? Ano ang mga elemento ng grave threats? Again, if you can cite the page number so that we can flash it on screen, Madam Chair.
Based on Article 282 of the revised
Madam
penal
Chair, what page is this again?
page 15 and 16 of the affidavit of investigation, Your Honor.
Please flash the concerned portion of page 15 and page 16. Secretariat? If I may interrupt, because we are dealing with documents already, and the same has not yet been formally identified by the NBI. Would you like to raise questions first that will lead towards the identification
Yes,
of the document?
Madam Chair, may we request the NBI to please identify the documents that they were referring to so that it could be entered into our records today.
Madam Chair, the identification of the affidavit, may I direct that to Attorney Jeremy Lotok, he's the chief of CCD and the one who executed the affidavit.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
With the indulgence of the Honorable Sendanya, the questions of Honorable Zamora is with respect likewise to the identification of the document. So is it okay?
Yes, Madam Chair, I will yield the time to Representative
And
Zamora.
then we will be calling you again.
Thank you very much.
The Honorable Bel Zamora is recognized.
May I ask the committee secretary to flash the affidavit signed by the NBI officials? Okay, we have on the screen an affidavit of investigation consisting of, if I'm not mistaken, 29 pages. Agent John Mark Calilong, ito ba po yung affidavit na in-issue po ninyo at ng mga kasama po ninyo para po sa kalinawan ng lahat?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ito po ay isang affidavit of investigation. Comsec, can we go to the last page? Page 28 and 29. I would just like the NBI officials to identify this document. Page 28, Comsec.
Madam Chair, may I request that the video which forms part of the affidavit be included as part of the records of this committee as well?
There is a motion to include the video just presented about the threat to form part of the official records of this proceeding. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is granted.
Okay. Going forward, sa inyo pong affidavit of investigation, page 28 po nito, meron pong sa bandang taas po, sa bandang gitna, meron pong 4 na signatures. S.A. Jeremy C. Lotok, SRA Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion, SRA Van Homer M. Angluben, Agent John Mark Calilong. Kayo ba po ang mga nakapirma dito?
Yes, Your Honor. 4 po kami nakapirma dito.
4 po kayo
May we
nakapirma
request
dyan.
the other those who signed to please answer the question of the Honorable Zamora?
Yes, Your Honor. Nakapirma
State
po
your
ako dito.
name.
Jeremy C. Lotok, ma'am. Ako po yung nakapirma rito,
Next.
Madam Chair.
Senior Agent Van Homer Angluben, Your Honor. I'm one of the signatories of the complaint.
You confirm your signature.
Yes,
Next.
Madam Chair.
Senior Agent Rhea Vanessa Asuncion, I confirm my signature, Your Honor.
Okay, maraming salamat po. So itong apat na po na pumirma dito ay kayo. Meron pong isang pirma dito, Glenn A. Ricarte, Assistant Director for Investigation Service, National Bureau of Investigation. Sino po ito at bakit po siya nakapirma sa ilalim?
He was the then Assistant Director for Investigation Service, ma'am, and he was the one who sworn to before sa amin lahat.
He administered the oath po nung kayo ay gumawa ng inyong recommendation dito po sa Affidavit of Investigation.
Yes, ma'am. Siya po yung nag-administer sa amin.
Okay, maraming salamat po. If I may proceed, Madam Chair, with a few questions.
Honorable Sendanya, this is with regards to the documents that they submitted. So the intention of Kong Bell is to have all the documents identified first before we raise questions on these documents. With your indulgence,
I concur, Madam Chair.
the Honorable Zamora may proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Sendanya. Agent Calilong, base po sa inyong Affidavit of Authentication of Digital Evidence na Annex A naman din po nitong Affidavit of Investigation, na-authenticate po ninyo yung video ng press conference ni VP Duterte noong November 23, 2024. Tama ba po?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ito pong video ng press conference, yung kanina pong pinlay po natin, di ba po yun? Tama ba po yun?
Yes po, part po yun. Meron pong inauthenticate ako na whole video, Your Honor.
Whole video po ang authenticate, ang inyong inauthenticate. Okay po. Ano po ang ibig sabihin ninyo ng pag-authenticate o ang authentication ng video?
Authenticate po is pag-ensure na ang yung video na yon is the same and actual nung nag-transpire. I-ensure po namin na hindi po siya edited or spliced or AI generated, Your Honor.
Okay, maraming salamat po. Maaari mo bang ipaliwanag sa amin ang proseso ng pag-authenticate in layman's terms kung pwede po, as much as you can?
Yes, Your Honor. Una po, kami, communicate with Facebook Meta para po ma-preserve po yung URL na nagko-contain po nung video nung press conference nung November 23, 2024. Then, nagkaroon po kami ng confirmation email from Meta na ginawa nila yung necessary step para po ma-preserve. Next, we conducted screen recording of the video to ensure that what transpired is also being recorded.
Spin recording po.
Yes po, including the URL po, tsaka kung sino po yung nag-stream ng video.
Okay po.
Then, after po makapag-generate
Sorry
kami...
po, binanggit niyo po kung sino po yung nag-stream ng video. Sino po yung nag-stream ng video na ito?
For the authenticated video, ang nag-stream po is si Harry Roque po, Your Honor.
Okay po.
Na account po.
Go ahead po. Sige po, tuloy po.
Then after pong ma-record, nag-conduct po kami ng hash value calculation. Ang hash value calculation po, yung tinatawag na in layman's term, pag-fingerprint nung digital data, digital file, para po ma-ensure na yung video na yon, if magkaroon ng editing, magbabago po yung hash value.
So meaning nyo po, kung makita po natin na altered or edited po ang video, it will have a different hash value.
Yes, Your Honor. Mag-generate po ng different hash value if na-edit po yung video.
Okay, go ahead po.
Then after po nun, isinave po namin siya sa storage device and submitted as evidence, Your Honor.
So you confirm po that you submitted a copy of the video that you authenticated to the Committee on Justice, and what we played earlier is the authenticated video.
Yes, Your Honor. It's part of the authenticated video.
Okay, tapos dahil dito po sa inyong proseso ng pag-authenticate, sigurado po tayo na hindi edited, altered, or AI yung video po na hawak po ninyo at pinasa niyo po sa amin.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Thank you very much.
We now recognize again the Honorable Percy Sendanya.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. For recap lang po, mabilis. So kanina po, pinlay natin yung video, tapos tinanong po natin sa NBI kung yung batay ba sa video na yon ay citing to sedition yung ginawa ni VP Sara, at ang sagot po nila is on the affirmative. Nakasite din po kasi yung usapin ng grave threats dun po sa kanilang affidavit. So tanong lang po sa NBI, batay po sa inyong affidavit investigation, yung po bang ginawa ni VP Sara, grave threats po ba yon?
Base po sa ebidensya na nakalap ng NBI at na-submit po sa Department of Justice for the purpose of preliminary investigation, ang naging findings po ng NBI, the acts of the Vice President constitutes grave threats.
So inulit ko lang po, so sinasabi po ng NBI, yung ginawa na yun ni VP Sara sa napanood nating video ay inciting to sedition at grave threats. May nabanggit din po kayo sa page 28, reasonable certainty of conviction for VP Sara for inciting to sedition and grave threats. Ano pong ibig sabihin ng reasonable certainty of conviction para po sa ating mga tagapanood?
Noong March 31, 2023, ang Department of Justice po ay nag-issue ng Department Circular number 20 na kung saan po ang standard or quantum of proof ng in carrying out the roles of the investigators and as well as the prosecutors, ini-ensure po dapat ng mga investigators as well as the prosecutors that there must be a prima facie case. I am citing Section 2 of Department Circular 20, and that there must be a reasonable certainty of conviction based on available documents, witnesses, real evidence, and the like.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a very brief manifestation before I yield the time to the next member of the committee. Mahalagang paalala po, huwag nating ugaliing pagbantaan ang buhay ng kahit sino man. Krimen po yun. And we were expecting that the Vice President knows this. The threat alone is a separate crime from homicide or murder. Sabi nga ng NBI, there is reasonable certainty of conviction against VP Sara on 1 count of inciting to sedition and 3 counts of grave threats. Kung hindi tama ang ugaling ito para sa second highest official of the land, mas lalong hindi po ito karapat-dapat para sa isang tao na nag-aambisyon na maging highest official of the land. Inuulit po natin, grave threat, inciting to sedition, sinasabi ng NBI, ginawa po yan ni VP Sara. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Sendanya.
Madam
The
Chair.
Honorable Joel Chua.
Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the documents and videos submitted by the NBI last April 14, 2026, and today, April 29, 2026, and be made part of the records of this proceedings.
There is a motion to adopt all the documents, digital and documentary, submitted by the NBI to this committee during the hearing of April 14, 2026, including those which are being submitted today, April 29, 2026, to form part of the official records of the proceeding of this committee. Do I hear a second?
Second.
The same has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. The committee secretary is directed to submit the additional documents being submitted by the NBI.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
There is a list, Honorable Abante, unless that is a point of order.
Kung wala na pong question sa NBI, I'd like to make a manifestation, Madam Chair, on destabilization.
We have a long list for clarificatory questions for NBI. So I will call you later, Honorable Abante. Now we recognize the Honorable Chel Jokno.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, may I just seek clarification from the affiance of the affidavit of investigation. There are 4 of you from the NBI who signed this affidavit. S.A. Jeremy C. Lotok, SRA Ria Vanessa Diaz Asuncion, SRA Van Homer M. Angluben, and Agent John Mark Kalilong. I would just like to know who among you are the most senior in rank of the 4 affiants.
I am the most senior, sir.
You are,
among
sir?
the 4, sir. I am the most senior, sir, among the 4.
Kindly
highest, sir.
identify yourself. Di ko makita yung nameplate ninyo. S.A. Jeremy Lotok. Yes, I'd just like to seek your confirmation. In paragraph 4 of your affidavit of investigation, you said, and I quote, in the same press conference, VP Duterte likewise responded to an online commenter expressing concern on her security by stating, quote, yes, wag kang mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta at si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbili na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag kang tumigil hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes. So you confirm that this is in your affidavit of investigation.
Yes, sir, I do confirm that it's part of our affidavit investigation.
And I would just like to know your understanding dun sa bandang yung una kong nabanggit na quotation. Yes, wag kang mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi may nakausap na ako na tao. In relation to the last part of the last sentence where the VP Sara said, and then he said yes. May I know what's your understanding? Is that one and the same person?
Well, actually, ongoing yung investigation namin, sir. Although we cannot divulge it right now para hindi ho ma-preempt yung aming ginagawang investigasyon. But definitely, we believe na meron ho siyang kinausap at meron hong assassin na naka-assign base doon sa conversation.
Just to confirm that I heard right, na meron siyang you confirm. Could you kindly repeat your statement?
Yes, sir. Based ho sa aming affidavit, BP Sara is referring to one and the same person, sir.
At kasama po sa inyong investigasyon yung pagtukoy doon sa kung sino man yung taong yon.
Which is ongoing po, sir. Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. No more questions.
Thank you, Honorable Jokno. Now we recognize the Honorable Vice Chairperson Brian Po.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. May I respectfully ask a few clarificatory questions to the resource person, NBI Agent John Mark Calilong. Sir? Agent Calilong, lahat ng mga tanong ko ay una magagaling po sa affidavit of investigation niyo po. Walang bagong evidence, no probing questions, only clarificatory questions. The point of this is in order to determine probable cause, we must first establish na may totoong security threat. No? Kasi may mga tao na nagsasabi na biro lang yan or conditional siya. But I need to know whether or not the security sector saw this as a tangible security threat. With that being said, Agent Calilong, base sa Part 3, Paragraph 16 ng Affidavit of Investigation nyo, Annex I, no? Affidavit of Authentication of Digital Evidence, nag-statement din si PBBM noong November 24, 2024 na nakakabahala ang mga pahayag ni VP Duterte, lalo na ang threat sa kanyang buhay. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Base naman sa Part 3, Paragraph 22 ng Affidavit of Investigation at Annex O ng Affidavit of Authentication of Digital Evidence, sinabi ng Philippine National Police sa isang statement na in light of Vice President Sara Duterte's recent statement, which directly referenced an assassin contracted to target the President, the PNP recognizes the grave nature of this matter. Tama po ba yan?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tama din po ba na mula sa parehong statement na sinabi din na the safety of the President is a matter of is a national concern and any direct or indirect threat to his life must be addressed with the highest level of urgency. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Moving forward, base dito naman sa part 3, no? Paragraph 23 ng Affidavit of Investigation at Annex P ng Affidavit of Authentication of Digital Evidence, sinabi din ng National Security Council sa isang statement, the National Security Council considers all threats to the President of the Philippines as serious. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Tama po ba na gumawa po kayo ng investigation into this matter? Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama din na nagsampa po kayo ng kaso.
Yes, Your Honor.
What case did you file?
3 counts of grave threat and 1 count of inciting to sedition.
And you would not file this if you did not believe that there was a valid threat.
Based on investigation, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Madam Chair, with that being said, I would just like to make a quick manifestation on the matter.
You may proceed, Honorable Po.
Madam Chair, I believe that this assassination plot against the President, the First Lady, and former Speaker of the House not only spread throughout our country, but also made headlines internationally, and for the wrong reasons. No, this put into question our stability and our national security. Could we see some of those headlines? I just want it on the record.
All right. So the headlines provided by the NBI have been submitted. Now it is on our big screen.
Madam Chair, the reason why I bring this up is because this is no ordinary threat. No, this is a threat by the Vice President against the President of the Republic of the Philippines. And people around the world took note of that, questioning our stability and our national security. I remember a case in 2018 of a teacher who had made a similar threat online and was arrested by the PNP. He was not a public official. He was an ordinary Filipino citizen. This committee has to take into consideration that moment, no, in 2018, because we are sending a message with the decision that we make today on probable cause. I would like to thank the resource persons for confirming the statements of the National Security Council, the Philippine National Police, and the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Maraming salamat po.
You mentioned about the video of the teacher. The clip about the teacher.
I mentioned that in 2018 po, there was a teacher who had been arrested for having posted on social media that there
Do you have a news clip also about that teacher?
I do not believe we have a clip. Do we have a clip of it?
Can we flash again the headlines earlier requested by the Honorable Po? I just want to place on record, Honorable Po, if you wish to read, the headlines from the international news platform.
Yes, para na sa record natin. From CBS News, Philippines Vice President publicly threatens to have the nation's president assassinated. CNN World states Philippine Vice President says she would have Marcos assassinated if she is killed. Reuters has Philippines boost security after VP's assassination threat against the president, and the Hindustan Times says the Philippine VP Sara Duterte makes big statement. She says, "If I die," and so
All
on.
right, that is for the record. You have other manifestations?
No, Madam Chair, just the fact that this will set precedents on how we deal with matters of national security, and we must take this seriously.
All right. The Director Melvin Matibag.
Yeah, Madam Chair, just for the record, based on what the Honorable Congressman Brian po mentioned, we confirm that in 2018 there was a teacher, teacher.
Do you have a news clip of that public school teacher?
We don't have it now, but we can have it authenticated.
For the guidance of the members, Honorable Po is trying to establish the two standards that we are observing with respect to the threat committed by the teacher who was immediately arrested.
Yes.
And A case was filed and convicted, correct?
Hindi po ma'am, ganito nga po, kaya po ako gusto magsalita. Kasi po, nung panahon na yun, ang umaresto rin po dito kay Ronel May, ang NBI po. NBI din po, at siya po inaaresto pagkatapos ng 10 araw na nagbigay siya ng pronouncement na nandoon sa social media na kung sino man ang papatay kay dating Pangulong Duterte nung panahon na yun ay magkakaroon ng pabuya na 50 million. At nagkaroon po ng manhunt, inaresto siya after 10 days na aresto. At to my recollection, lumuhod yung tao na nagmamakaawa na sinabi na hindi naman seryoso, nagbibiro lang. The point is, why are we saying this? Is because we in the law enforcement, the National Bureau of Investigation, we considered all the threat to the President and to any official of the government a serious threat. Hindi po ito pwedeng biro-biro. And yung mga pinakita nga pong video kanina dyan, yan po ay pinag-aralan at naging parte ng pagdidesisyon ng National Bureau of Investigation para habla ng isang criminal case po kay Vice President Sara Duterte na ngayon ay po ay nakapending sa Department of Justice. So, ang punto nga dyan, kami po ay kumikilos, ang NBI kumikilos, anumang threat, sino man po ang binigyan ng threat. In fact, to my recollection, nung inimbitahan po si Vice President Sara at meron din siyang aligasyon na may threat din sa kanya, we want to pursue it. Pero wala naman po at hindi rin po siya dumalo dun po sa pagpapatawag po ng National Bureau of Investigation.
Madam
All right. Honorable po.
Madam Chair, just to manifest, it's important to highlight this because it shows due process. There was a threat, it was investigated, and in the end, he was released naman. Our purpose here is to determine probable cause. It's not to make a final decision on anything. The point here is investigation. If it's found out later on that there was no viable threat, then that's part of what we have to do sa trial. We're not there yet. We're on probable cause. Kaya I bring this up because what happened in 2018 is part of due process. This too is part of due process. Just trying to be fair, Madam Chair.
We know the manifestation of the Honorable po. Any other manifestation from the Director of the NBI?
Gusto ko lang pong dagdagan dun sa sinasabi po ni Honorable Brian po na actually hindi po ito pinawalan ng law enforcement. Nagkaroon po ito ng kaso talaga. It so happened na kaya po hindi nagtuloy-tuloy yung kaso, there was a finding of illegal arrest kasi hindi naman siya yung parang naging continue. Dapat po nag-direct filing. Ang ginawa nung hinulip, pinapasok po sa inquest po. But as to make a comment dun sa due process po na dapat pare-pares yung standards sa National Bureau of Investigation, we want to make sure na kung ano po yung ginawa ng isang ordinaryong tao at ng mataas na opisyal, na parehas po na krimen, ay kailangan po naming habulin at papanagutin po sa ilalim po ng ating batas.
All the comments of the NBI Director are noted by the committee. Let's proceed to our clarificatory questions. We now recognize the Honorable Laila De Lima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a few clarificatory questions and then a manifestation.
Proceed.
But anyone from the NBI team can respond. Just clarificatory lang po. Based on Annex G attached on your affidavit of investigation, can you confirm that the Bureau, the NBI, issued a subpoena directing VP Sara to appear in the NBI office of the Director on November 29, 2024 to shed light on the investigation of the alleged grave threats?
Yes, ma'am,
Nagpadala ba
we
kayo
do.
ng subpoena?
Yes, ma'am. We do confirm, ma'am.
Nagpakita po ba si VP Sara sa NBI noong November 29, 2024 para makipagtulungan sa investigasyon?
Hindi po nag-appear, ma'am, ang Vice Presidente sa schedule na yon ng subpoena namin.
Alam niyo ho bang dahilan? Meron ho ba siyang pinadalang dahilan kung bakit hindi siya sumipot?
Meron po siyang letter, ma'am, through her counsel. If I may, ma'am, kung pwede ko pong basahin
Yes,
ito.
please.
VP Duterte informed the NBI that she will not be able to attend on the scheduled date as she will be attending office matters requiring her urgent attention as a consequence of the ongoing House Representatives Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability's inquiry into the Office of the Vice President and Department of Education's fund utilization. On that same letter, VP Duterte requested for a copy of the complaint.
Okay, so ang sabi po, she's attending to urgent office matter. Yun po ang kanyang dahilan sa hindi niya pagsipot noong November 29, 2024.
Yes, ma'am, base po sa letter na yun.
Based naman po on Annex J of your affidavit of investigation, can you confirm na nag-issue po uli kayo ng subpoena kay VP Sara, commanding her to appear on November 11, 2024 before the Office of the Director of NBI?
Yes,
Again,
ma'am, we
in light
issued
of
a
the
second
investigation.
subpoena to her, ma'am.
Sumipot po ba siya? Pumunta po ba siya?
Hindi po, ma'am, for the second time. Hindi po nag-appear ang ating Vice Presidente.
Ano naman po ang naging dahilan this time? Second time around, November 11, 2024.
If I may, ma'am, kasi meron hong letter na pinadala through her counsel. Again, the NBI was informed that VP Duterte will not appear on the scheduled date and denied having made any threat. Quote, with respect, we must state the obvious that the Honorable Secretary of Justice is the Office Administrative Superior, Head of Agency, and the President's alter ego, while the Honorable Executive Secretary is the President's chief alter ego. Given these facts, you will kindly understand our client's prudence in her cooperation with our office and her desistance from appearing and giving any statement on 11 December 2024. That said, our client vehemently denies having made any threat constituting grave threats under Article 282 of the Revised Penal Code in relation to Section 6 of RA 10175, terrorism and any other punishable acts under Republic Act 11479, or any other crime. Since your office acknowledges that it has access to publicly available material on the internet, we are confident that the content and context of the entire press conferences, subject matter of your investigation will bear this out. Close quote.
Okay, so sinabi nyo na dini-deny
Yes, ma'am.
ni VP Sara ang kanyang mga pagbabanta laban sa Pangulo, sa First Lady at sa former Speaker of the House. Kahit ito mismong threats na ito ay nagaling na mismo sa kanyang bibig at kitang-kita natin doon sa...
Kong Laila, closer to the microphone, please.
Kahit po yung threat mismo ay nanggaling sa kanyang mismong bibig at kitang-kita po natin sa video.
Based on her letter, ma'am, yes. Opo.
Yes. And yung video is na-authenticate ng NBI.
Yes, ma'am.
Hindi yun gawa-gawa lang, hindi yun AI.
Yes, ma'am. We hashed the data, the subject data, meaning the virtual press conference, which was live streamed through social media platform. When we say hashing, we apply a mathematical function to that data to convert it into a fixed length value called hash value. Yun po yung ini-explain kanina ng aming technical.
So authenticated.
Yes, ma'am. Authenticated po siya.
Based din po sa inyong affidavit of investigation, can you confirm na nag-issue din po ang NBI ng subpoena to some representatives of the media, some personalities of the media who attended yung OVP press conference na yan noong November 23, 2024, yung online press con?
Yes, ma'am.
Huwag na lang ho natin banggitin ang mga pangalan ng mga media personalities na mga inimbitan nyo, sinabpina nyo. Pero ang pinapa-confirm ko lang po, meron po kayong ilan-ilan na mga miyembro ng media na sinabpina rin to shed light on this also because they were present in that virtual or online press conference.
Yes, ma'am. We issued subpoena to at least 6 media personnel, ma'am.
From various media outfits.
From various
Iba-ibang
media
outfits. Iko-confirm nyo rin po kasi nabasa ko po yung ibang mga affidavit nila. Kino-confirm nyo rin po na may mga reaction sa kanila. Doon sa ilan-ilan sa kanila tungkol doon sa ang isa nagsabi, I was surprised, shocked, nung narinig na yung pagbabanta na yon. ni VP Sara. I was surprised, shocked, but I kept myself composed. Yung isa naman, ayun, yung parang nagulat siya. Nagulat daw siya na ganon ang naging pahayag nung pagbanta ni VP Sara. Meron din isa, sinabi, he was shocked when he heard VP Duterte uttered the threatening remarks. So ilan-ilan po sa mga media personalities na ito na inimbitahan nyo o sinapinan nyo, ganun ho yung mga naging reaction nila nung narinig nila mismo yung banta na yon galing sa bibig ni VP Sara.
Yes, ma'am, we confirm that.
We confirm. So there are affidavits here as part of the annexes of the NBI investigation report.
It's not affidavits, ma'am. It's minutes of interview, ma'am.
Minutes of interview. Ganon yung mga sinabi nilang naging reaction nila.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay. By way of manifestation now, Madam Chair, para sa akin po, itong ground na ito, threats, inciting to sedition, ito po ay isa sa pinakamalakas, kung hindi pinakamalakas na ground. Para sa akin po, as the endorser of the Sabali et al. Complaint sa kapagbabasa ko ng records. Yes, lahat po ng grounds for impeachment raised against the VP are serious. But more than the other grounds, ito pong ground na ito, the threats, is one of the most important in the sense that it gives us an insight into the true character and moral fiber of the VP. Sa pagkakataong yun, maaga pa lang ay nakita na ng buong sambayan ng Pilipino ang tunay na karakter at pagkatao ni VP Sara. Never before, in the entire history of the world, has a sitting vice president threatened to kill the president and his wife on live streaming video for the whole Filipino nation and even the world to watch. It finally revealed Sara Duterte at her most transparent and unfiltered moment. And para sa akin po, this is not an aberrant attitude of a Duterte. In fact, it is their trademark character. Just recently, yung kapatid nga niya po, si Mayor Baste, said that all he wants is the head of the president, nothing more. And then the Duterte family will be satisfied. This to me, ang pagbasa ko po dito, hindi naman po ako psychologist o psychiatrist, pero sa aking obserbasyon, this is a clear pattern running along all of the Duterte children. They're all cut from the same cloth and woven from the same fabric as their father, who is now facing 3 charges of crimes against humanity before the ICC for the murder of thousands of Filipino civilians, all citizens he was sworn to protect. So may history of violence, may proclivity, may tendency to violence ang pamilya pong yan. Mayor Baste also showed us that the Duterte family is capable of bringing back the bloodshed instigated by their father, as he attempted to do so immediately at the start of his first term as Davao City Mayor in 2022, with the killing of 7 alleged criminals in Davao City. Fortunately, his attempt to bring back the Davao Death Squad was immediately put to a stop by the PNP when the leadership of the whole Davao Police Force was revealed. The Davao City Police was no longer the Davao Death Squad that the children grew up with and got used to running their errands, including the occasional execution of enemies, as attested to by DDS leader Arturo Las Cañas. Mayor Baste's failed revival of the DDS is also just a poor copy of his sister's record in the EJK business. According to Las Cañas, then Mayor Sara, together with the then City Police Chief and now Senator at Large Bato de la Rosa, were the ones to come up with Oplan Tokhang as an operation modus of the DDS. Marami pong sinabi si Las Cañas sa kakayahan ni VP Sara na maging katulad ng kanyang tatay. Kaya nung sinabi ni VP Sara na kumuha na siya ng hitman para patayin ang first couple, hindi po yun biro. Siya po mismo ang nagsabi, no joke. Hindi biro ang pagbabanta ni VP Sara sa buhay ng Pangulo at unang ginang. Na ginawa niyang bantang ito ay hindi na alegasyon. Napanood po natin ito sa live streaming video. Nung gabing yon, nakita natin ang totoong Sara Duterte. Nanlilisik ang mata, halos bumula ang bibig, at lumabas ang dugo sa tenga dahil tila ba sasabog na ang kanyang ulo sa galit dahil sa pag-detain sa kanyang chief of staff dito mismo sa loob ng batasan. The irony of this is that it all happened here, within the premises of the House of Representatives, in the same government compound where we are sitting now in judgment whether or not to recommend to the House plenary the filing of the articles of impeachment against VP Sara for the Senate, to the Senate for an impeachment trial. And so we have gone full circle, Madam Chair. Sa haba-haba ng prosesyon na nag-umpisa sa opisina ni Kong Paulo Duterte nung gabi, noong November 23, 2024, bumalik tayo ngayon para dinggin ang krimen at impeachable offense na naganap malapit lamang sa bulwagan na ito. Ang seryosong pagbabanta sa buhay ng Pangulo, unang ginang dating speaker ng kanyang pangalawang Pangulo. Hindi bale sana kung walang gulugod sa likod ng banta. Pero katulad po ng aking sinabi, may kakayahan si VP Sara at ang pamilya Duterte na isa katuparan ng kanilang mga bantang pagpatay sa Pangulo. Sa katunayan, ilang beses na nilang hinahilintulad ang Pangulo sa libo-libong drug addict na pinapatay ng kanilang tatay. Sa tingin ko po, sa akin po, ito ang pinakamalalang ground for impeachment. Dahil pinakita nito ang kawalan ng tamang pag-iisip ni VP Sara. Again, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but that's what I can see from the character and personality of VP Sara. Hindi lamang pagbabanta sa buhay ng Pangulo ang ating nasaksihan noong gabing yon mula sa Room 304 ng South Wing Annex, kung hindi ang lagim na kinakaharap ng ating bayan sa ilalim ng isa na namang Duterte. That is my manifestation, Madam Chair, for the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable De Lima. Next to raise clarificatory questions is the Honorable Bernadette Barbers.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Clarificatory question lang po para kay Director Matibag. Good afternoon, Director Matibag.
Good afternoon.
Oo. Kasama din po ba sa video yung tungkol sa pagbibitiw sa tungkulin ni VP Duterte bilang miyembro ng kabinete ni Pangulong Marcos at saka bilang Secretary ng Department of Education at bilang Vice Chair ng NTF-ELCAC or the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict?
Yes, good afternoon. That question, I would like to direct to John Mark Calilong. He was the one who authenticated the videos na dinala namin at sinabit dito.
Secretariat, please play the video.
Earlier today, June 19, 2024, I sought an audience with the President and tendered my resignation as the Secretary of Education effective July 19, 2024. I have given my 30-day notice to ensure the proper and orderly transition for the benefit of the next Secretary.
Pangalawang tanong po, yun naman pong video pagkatapos niyan na biglang sinabi niyang hindi na raw siya dadalo sa SONA ni PBBM at ina-appoint niya yung sarili niya bilang designated survivor.
It was considered during our investigation, Your Honor.
Okay.
Did you submit that video also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Secretariat, kindly play the video.
Matag ka sa SONA.
No. No, I will not attend the SONA. I am appointing myself as the designated survivor.
Okay. Yan po yung video pinatotohanan niyo ho ba na yan yung inyong inimbestigahan?
Yes, kasama po sa conduct of investigation and an ongoing investigation po.
Okay, maraming salamat po.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam
The
Chair.
Honorable Ko.
Ako muna.
But before Honorable Ko,
In reference to the
few
manifestation.
follow-up question lang from the Honorable Chua.
Got it, Madam Chair.
Just a brief manifestation, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, alam po ninyo yung designated survivor, no? Gusto ko lang i-emphasize na hindi po natin po pwedeng baliwalain ito. Kasi sa Amerika po o sa ibang bansa, ito pong tinatawag nating designated survivor ay ito po ay protocol sa US government. Ito po ay inakma dun sa isang makikita po natin yung konsepto nito dun po sa isang TV series sa Amerika, yung designated survivor. So ang ibig sabihin po nito, Madam Chair, dun po sa Amerika, pagka meron pong isang malaking pagtitipon kung saan nandoon lahat ang mga top brass o lahat ng mga matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno mula presidente, vice-presidente, mga cabinet secretary, senador, mga congressman. Kumbaga, ikukumpara po natin dito sa ating present setup. Ito po yung tinatawag nating SONA. Sa Amerika po, meron pong isang opisyal ng gobyerno na sineseparate nila o hindi nila pina-attend doon sa pagtitipon na yon ng kagaya ng SONA. Yun ang tinatawag nilang designated survivor. Ang purpose po nun, in the event na may mangyari, halimbawa po, nagkaroon po ng catastrophic event, nagkaroon ng matinding lindol, nagkaroon ng matinding halimbawa o binomba yung isang lugar kung saan nandoon lahat ang mga matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno. Meron pong isang matitira, yung designated survivor, siya po ang tatayo o hahaliling presidente ng bansa. Yun po yung ibig sabihin ng designated survivor. Ngayon, ang tanong ko po, bakit po ito binabanggit ng ating vice-presidente? Meron po ba siyang alam na masamang mangyayari nung panahon na yon? O may alam ba ang ating vice-presidente na mangyayari kaya ayaw po niyang dumalo sa SONA? So ito po yung mga katanungan na hindi po natin dapat binabaliwala. So yun lang po, Madam Chair.